I'm Zames.
I'm Amos.
And we run Repair.sg.
We're here in our office.
And what we do here at this company is we do property maintenance services that includes things like handyman, plumbing, electrical, pest control, and aircon services. In 2024, our revenue was $1.7 million. This year, we hope to end the year between $3 to $3.5 million. So where we want to be in the next 5 years is to really grow our operations to perhaps 4 or 5 times our current size. And hopefully by then, we would be able to take care of over 100,000 customers.
The whole idea of Repair.sg was honestly one of the many ideas we've had. And I'll be honest, most of the time, being the younger brother, whatever he says, yeah, I'm all on board. Like, let's just do it.
There is this stigma around service providers in this space, such as aircon people, where they would promise you a low price, they would come in, they would then mark it up really high, upsell you a lot of things. We don't think that's the way to do business. We believe in having a business that is here for the long run. What it means is you call us, we tell you a price, we will honor that price, we'll show up on time, and we'll provide you a reliable service. When I was done with my O-levels, I had 5 months before I entered Polytechnic, and in that time I was kind of bored, I wanted to try something, and I thought who better to try it than with my younger brother. So the reason we ended up in this space was not really a result of intense planning or like coming up with business ideas, but rather because we felt like it was something we enjoyed doing and we could do, so we decided to give it a shot. Right now we have 22 people on the team that comprises of people in the operations, the technical, the repair, the sales, the marketing. We have Singaporeans, we have Malaysians, we have Filipinos, we have Bangladeshis, and we have Indians. For many of those 9 years that we've existed, it was not a real business. What I mean by that is it was not a company that really made much money.
Then it was still sort of like the infancy stage of the company where really we didn't really know what we stood for. We knew that we wanted to give the best service we could, but really what is the best service possible? So that was sort of the couple of years where we took the time to really figure out what the identity of the company should be, what we should stand for, how we want to help our customers add value to their property.
It was only after that where we made the decision to really go all in on the business. So we then took about 6 months to a year to really figure out our systems, figure out what we stood for, and everything that we felt needed to be in place before we started growing the business. In the last 18 months, we probably added about 15 people, and we hope to continue that pace of growth. To date, over the last 9 years, we've served more than 25,000 customers, of which 10,000 came in the last year. And these days, we serve almost 1,000 new customers every month, and in total, about 1,500 to 2,000 customers a month. As we added new services, more and more customers realized that because they have received a good experience from us on one service, and they learned that we now offer something new, they slowly, one by one, come over to us for everything else as well. So nowadays we have anywhere between 30 to 50% of our customers every day as returning customers, and that has only been growing over the last few years. So right now about 70% of our work is residential, 30% is commercial. For the residential tasks, usually it's smaller stuff like servicing an aircon, replacing a light, or replacing, say, a toilet seat cover. For commercial, it's more urgent usually.
So we're heading to A Hot Hideout today to do some checks, some preventive maintenance checks to see if there's anything broken or anything on the verge of going faulty.
I'm Ray, I'm the founder of A Hot Hideout, and actually one of our key partners in running this business is actually Repair.sg. So for F&B business, I think what's very important is that like the communication speed, so reliability in the sense where if something is down, we drop one message and say, hey, this outlet, we need help with this and that. I think they get back to us really quick, which is like top in class, right? We have dealt with handymans where sometimes they're a bit slow, they're a bit sloppy. The thing is, the business can't stop and wait for you to come before we can continue operating, right? I believe that we cannot just depend on like the existing blue collar workforce that we have right now. If the young people don't step up, then who's going to step up, right? I'd love to encourage young entrepreneurs to actually really step up and like take over traditional industries that have never seemed so attractive to many people.
When you speak about stigma, 100%, especially when we were just starting out about 9 years ago, there were a lot of older people who were distrusting of us simply because we were young and in this space. And in fact, there was a study by the Ministry of Manpower that showed that the average blue-collar employee was 57 years old. We're very much younger than these people. But for sure, I'd like to think that my brother and I coming into the space with a different approach is changing that stigma, and people are becoming more accepting of younger people in the blue-collar space.
I think
That's
this
good.
two is the...
Oh, just for the TWC rental.
Yeah, we have to coordinate 3
Okay.
portions.
This is our calendar management system, and how it works is over here you can see the names of our technicians, and then you can also see the jobs they have for the whole day. So if let's say I were to go into any one of these shops, you can see there's the customer details, and then you can also find a job description, which lets the technician know what they need to do with the job, and also what the quotation is.
So for the conversations with our WhatsApp chats, we have a software that we use that automatically propagates the sentences. So these templates also include vital information about the product or the service that we're offering, such as the warranty periods or the specification of the product that we're supplying, and also the transport fee.
Because of the software, on our best days, we can respond in less than 5 minutes. Our long-term goal is to get this down to 2 minutes, but that's still a work in progress. A lot of the other businesses, they use very physical, very manual, very paper-based systems, but in this company, everything is digital, even from the actual scheduling to the invoices to the final payment. Everything happens on a phone or on a computer.
How we were able to make everything significantly much more efficient than it was in the past is really by systemizing as much of the business as possible. So in the past, when we had technicians come in, they didn't really have proper training. We are like, okay, you're on your own, just make sure the customer is happy. So that's when we have systemized a lot of the work procedures, and we have also systemized the way we speak to the customers, and we make sure that our guys are ready to commit to doing the best they can for our customers before they are set free to do the work.
And those systems have allowed us to go from a few years ago where we're doing $50,000 to $60,000 in revenue a month to right now over 200,000. We have definitely received a number of offers. Some of them were just talking, some of them more serious. The highest offer we've ever gotten was not one where we went all the way to getting a term sheet, but based on our discussions, we were looking at an evaluation around $2 million.
We look at this company as our baby. We feel like we are not willing to give up any part of it because we feel like there's so much more that we are able to do by ourselves. And at the end of the day, we want to just take this as far as we're able to by ourselves and see where this brings us.
And besides, if we were to let this go, we've been doing this for 9 years, what will we do after that? I think we love what we do because the industry that we're in is a painkiller, not a vitamin. For example, if your lights went out at home or your tap exploded and water is gushing everywhere, you call us because you trust us to solve a problem for you that's actually causing you pain and isn't just something that's going to add some benefit to your life. We came to the conclusion that we didn't want to pursue our further education mainly because of the customers that we served. The amount of people that come up to us during, before, and after the jobs telling us how appreciative they are to have found a reliable service provider in this space really kept us going, and it was a light that kept us going even though everything seemed so dark.
It was tough at the start because there were some days where we had no jobs, we had salaries to pay, we had rent to pay, and we had a lot of overheads. We woke up every single day with just chaos in front of us. And every single day it was a battle, and it was terrifying, really.
The good thing about all of this is that we decided to push on. Maybe it's, some people call it determination, maybe it's a bit of stubbornness, a bit of delusion, but at the end of the day, it all worked out, and that's really the thing which I feel the most proud of, being able to push through the hard times together with my brother.